Hello and welcome, Campbell here from AutoDidactic channel. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And today I've found another old book we're going to have a look at the old world in the 1600s. And this is all around Turkey, Bosnia, Romania, those kind of areas. And we're going to have a bit of a look at Constantinople and how it looked in the 1600s. And this is just the front page of the book. The book is like Gallery Agreeable. There's lots of these books, all showing the exploration of the world after the last reset event. And of course, this is very Phoenician looking. Got Atlas in the background here, but this is interesting, right? There's a king and maybe a queen as well in this little terrarium. Right, and now of course we have the compass down here. So what are they trying to tell us there? All right, let's get into it. And this is a region we're going to be looking at. This is basically, this is what's called Dalmatia, the Dalmatia coast, which is Croatia. Bosnia is just here, to the right a bit. And if we look down here we can see Sarajevo, and we can see it's a star city, which is very interesting, right? Here's another star and another one down on the coast. So this map is really cool. It shows all the cities. You can see it's completely built out, big cities everywhere, tall towers and stars or star forts. But of course, these aren't forts. They were never built for war or anything like that. You can see they're all over the place, all right? Like they're in some kind of network, right, to maybe transfer energy of some kind. And here we have a map just showing us a close-up of these stars. A nice six-pointed one here, Ursul. And I'm not sure exactly what this one is. It's not telling me a name of the city. Riviera, blah, 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 battery, which obviously aren't a battery. That's what these stars are. They call them batteries because they're to do with an ancient power grid system that was run off natural energies from the ether, the macro grid. And of course, these days they are trying to get us all to buy into the micro grid, the L grid, electricity, right? The phone in your hand. But in the past, it was much different. It was all built to enhance us in our experience rather than to try and, bring us down, shall we say. All right, so here we have some pictures of some cities. And, we get this in all of these books. There's always these people in the foreground who look like the controllers, riding in. And then we have the locals who are much more peasant-like, right? They've got the little donkey. But what I like about these photos is we get this, picture, sorry, this is a drawing. This is Nitrak. You can see a big castle up the top here, big dome, onion dome on the top. More domes down here, big, 2, 3, 4, 5-story buildings. And what have they put around it? But a wooden fence. Okay, and you can see this landscape looks pretty, flooded, like something's happened and a lot of this mud has come down. I mean, it looks like this side of the wall's almost buried. But you can see it all looks like flow all through here. And I'm not sure what's going on, if these houses are half buried or what's going on here. But clearly showing us, a city that was found and uncovered. It was not built by these people. Clearly, if they could build this, they wouldn't be building wooden fences. Here we have another, this looks like, this is Novigrad or Novi Sad maybe. And same thing, right? The rulers in the front. Looks like they're oppressing people, but this one, they've got the stone wall and they've still gone and built this little wooden picket fence around it. So again, showing us two different types of technology here, two different building styles. Whoever built this city and this castle and the walls and everything, did not build this wooden fence, and whoever built this wooden fence didn't build this, right? They just found this. After a reset, here's another city. So you can see they're all the same all throughout this region. This is Erlor, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But the same thing, right? This one's got a star fort on the top. You can see here with all the towers and Antiquitech and a wooden picket fence going down the hill here, right? Connecting up with this big ancient stone masonry wall here as well, right? And of course, this is a star city. You can see the bastions coming out here. Right, so that's an old world star city, and here are the people who've, well, some of them were living here, I'm guessing, and the others want it. Right, they're coming to invade, and it's the same story. This is what we see all through the 1700s: is this force, right? The parasites coming, checking out what's left in the world after a reset, and then basically reclaiming it, well, claiming it, right, for themselves, and then claiming that to us that they've built it and they know the history. And again, this is Waitson. And again, looks like a star fort, right? Look at this, got a little star fort here, castle. Looks like there might be some damage to this around here. So this is all ancient stuff. And the people have come in their wooden ships with their cannons and basically taken over the area. And as you can see here, there's a buried, by the looks of it, buried tower. And look at this rickety, falling apart wooden fence they've built there. Okay, look at this for a nice star fort. Look at that out in the ocean, or the sea, the water. Very nice. Looks like it's in pretty good condition. I've got a man-made bridge here. And this looks like a man-made island. And, you know, this would be man-made island too, this star. Got here, we've got like, you know, 2-3-story buildings on the edge, all built out. And then in the foreground, wooden boats. And this looks, I don't know, what is this? Looks like masonry, but with like wood pillars on the outside for some reason. And they're in the water still. And then we have this kind of tech, right? A raft with a tent on it, little wooden boats, but in the background, this amazing symmetrical star. And then in the background further, more large buildings, old world buildings. That's Tokay. The plans of the fortress of Mongast. And here we go, look at that. Nice elongated star. Sectioned off into 3 sections. Pretty cool. Looks like it's in, where is it? Up in the mountains in a valley or something. And then we have this wall around the outside, right? This round wall. And I guess these are houses, but this looks to be wooden again, right? So again, the 2 different types of technology. Wooden fence surrounding this old world star. Now this is Warradon. And look at this. Again, perfect star up on a hill. Walled city below, towers, Antiquitech. You know, tall buildings. And they're all sort of 2, 3, 4 stories. Yeah, these are pretty big. And again, look at that. That's a wooden fence across there on the inside. This looks to all be original masonry, because of course it depends what fell down and what got broken in the last reset, right? That's why we see some wooden fences around. But this bridge, it's wooden, right? Comes out of all this masonry city, masonry walls, and just a little wooden footbridge built there. And of course, on this side as well, we've got a big tower, which looks like it's a bit aged, right? Pretty old. And then if we come over here, this is the fortress again at Mongast. So this is the one we saw up here. And as you can see, it's up on a mountaintop, a plateau. And we see these buildings everywhere, right? They just build straight into the rock somehow. Like, how are they building these outside walls, and how are they getting all the material up here? And in the background, more large old world city. This looks a bit dilapidated and broken. Got a random building there. And in here, big star, and of course, again, they've got this wooden fence that they've built between the old world towers. Right, just showing us that there's two different types of tech here, two different peoples. Whoever built this did not build this wooden fence. All right, so this is Ceterius, the capital of Hungary. And look at this place. Again, this is back in, this one's 1617, this drawing. Okay, we have our inhabitants. I'm guessing the ruler, maybe a local, don't know. They look very different. But look at this place. We've got a complete walled city here. And these are the big, big, thick walls. We've got domes, we've got towers. But look at the roads. They look a bit flooded out, don't they? They don't look paved. This is the Danube River. We have a bridge here made on boats. Look at this. They've lined up boats and just put a wooden walkway across the top of it. So again, completely different tech to this and to this. Over here, obviously walled. Up here, this whole top bit is a walled section. Not in a star fort, it's pretty curvy, but you have all the antiquitech on top of the towers here. This tower with the balcony. See lots of these. Are these for airships maybe? To, airship ports. And look at these domes. Huge dome buildings everywhere. Like they should be in Rome or somewhere, right? Then onion domes on towers. So a bit of a mix of, east and west, which is what you find all throughout this area too, by the way, because it is literally in the region between Asia and Europe. It's where all the trade used to go, and it was a very wealthy region back in the past, and that's why it's basically been at war for 100 years. It's been hammered, unfortunately, this region. But look at the size of that city in 1617, right? And by the narrative, we're told this was all built by horse and cart, chisel tools, no electricity, all this kind of weird stuff. And again, mud flow, right? These streets look like they've been covered by some flow of mud. Just a quick picture, plan of Bud or Bude in Hungary. And you can see again, this is a walled city, designed as a city and built as a city, not something that started as a few buildings and kind of built up over time, but these were designed and built as full cities. And here we have Temeswar, another, is that water? Yeah, it looks like, yeah, another island, castle island, star island city. This one's got the rounded edges, which we do see a bit, and big towers with antiquitech, big domes. And over here, right, the invaders with their guns attacking the locals with their swords. Not really fair. But as you can see in this region, as we see all over the realm, this old world was already here, and it's a much higher, it's a higher tech, more advanced tech in architecture to build this than these people have, because again, wooden fences, right, surrounding this massive old world masonry structure. And look at this wall. Is that fallen? It's on a bit of an angle there. That's Pelota. A few more, and we see the same stuff everywhere, right? And look at this. Look at this for a star city. All right, this is cool. And yeah, I'm guessing this is water. That's why they've got a bridge here. All right, connecting all 3, 4 bits of this star. So what were these stars? Always surrounded with water. There's definitely some kind of grid or network made up with them. And they look like, stars and cymatic shapes. So pretty sure these have got to do with energy of some kind and structuring water and creating negative ions and orgone and things like this. And here we have another star. Look at this one, Canis. Look at this, got a little Little bit coming off the side here. Again, big domes, Antiquitech everywhere. Not a very built out star, right? Like this guy's going, where's all the buildings? But this is what they were building. Look at the precision there. And again, this is in the 1600s, right? When we're told that, you know, we didn't have that much tech, right, to build stuff like this. We can't build it today. Right, now we're going to, looks like we're going in towards Constantinople. And here we are, and it looks like we're going to have a look at Constantinople. Now you can see this. Constantinople, big walled city. This is Asia, and this is Europe. So as I said before, we're literally on the border. That's why this is a prized piece of land, because all the trade that comes through. We have Galata here, or Galatia. And I'm not sure what this is. If this is, you know, look at all this. Is this something to do with the design of the star forts, maybe? Not really sure. But basically, that's where we are. And you can see the size of Constantinople back in the 1600s. So let's go and check out what it looked like. Here is a picture of Constantinople. And of course, I'll leave a link below for this book so you can check it out yourself, go through it. Up here we have a drunk King Neptune by the looks of it, just hanging out there on the top. And down here we have Constantinople, as you can see on this coin, Constantinopolis. Again, you know, we've got a cherub here and very, you know, Greco-Romano, Phoenician-looking iconography and people. But here we have a completely walled city. On the, you know, these walls going straight into the water. Very large, ornate buildings, oversized, as we see everywhere, right? There's another bit here. And this is back in the 1600s. Constantinople. Look at the size of this building. Ridiculous. And here is another shot. Constantinopolis, or Constantinople. Look at the size of this city. Look at this. This is ridiculous, right? Look how built out. Look how many towers are here. I mean, seriously, look at the amount of the towers. Look at the size of this building. Big domed building. There's Antiquitech on all of these towers. Look at them all. This is crazy. I mean, wow. I've never seen a city this big in the old world. Constantinople. We've got a bit of a fire going over here, but look, it just keeps going. There's another huge, you know, basilica type building there in the foreground as well. We always have these, you know, controllers coming in, sitting on their horses and camels and checking out what's left after the reset and what they want to reclaim. And this Constantinople looked like it fared pretty well. You know, you can see a bit of, you know, flooding type looking land around here. You know, there's no paving or roads, which there should be, but apart from that, it stood up pretty well. This is a walled city, as you can see. Boats on the harbour, like crazy. Looks like that's a canal. See that archway there? So that's a bridge, but it looks like it got filled in, which most of the canals did. That's why we have flooding issues today. But look at that for an old world city. I mean, that is crazy, right? In the 1600s, built with horse and cart. Don't you know? Here's another shot. So Constantinople, I'm guessing this is showing what the inhabitants look like. I mean, look at this dress. Right, look at all the work that's gone into that, all the creativity. This guy as well. Everyone's just so well dressed in the old world, and all the clothes are so ornate. Then look at the background. Look at the amount of towers here. Is that not crazy? Right, this place was pumping back in the 1600s. So down here, not much. So there you go, Constantinople. Wow, look at this. What's this? Levit Port. Oh, okay, the Port of Constantinople. Look at this place. I mean, seriously, look how built out this is. Seriously, it's just wall-to-wall buildings. We've got all these towers still, like they're everywhere. It's popping up. We've got a big column here. Towers everywhere. Right, this looks like a wooden fence. I'm not sure, but it looks like it's drawn like it's wooden. But again, different tech to whoever's built this massive city. Right on the water. Got docks over here. Not sure what this is. Steps, or looks like steps with water running across it. But I mean, seriously, look at the size of this place. That is crazy. And more down here. Big lighthouse. You know, little stars in the water on islands. I mean, that is a big old world city. Wow. Very impressive, Constantinople. Here we have a shot of one of the buildings. The port and entry of Serail. Look at this, got 4 Antiquitech towers popping out the roof, but look at the size of this building. Look at the size of the people. Right, again, massively oversized building. I mean, look at this big tower coming up here. Oh, maybe that's an airship port. Someone waiting for their ride, right at the port. This is just, we see these, you know, they're not really designs, they're these floor plans really that we see of a lot of these buildings. Now the plan of the temple in Saint Sophie. And down here, we have a picture of it, the Temple of Sophie. I'm not sure if that's Sophia or not, but look at this place. And again, we get this all the time, right? The dome in the middle with the 4 towers around the outside, right? The 4 pillars of Earth and us under the dome, maybe. Is that what they're trying to represent? The world that they're in. And again, look at the size of these walls compared to the people. These are massive, massively oversized buildings. And Antiquitech everywhere. This looks like the same building again. Look how intricate it is. Look at this thing. How did they design that, let alone build it? I mean, like I said, we could not do this today. But they were doing it back in the day with no tech, apparently. But these people walking around here on these dirt roads did not build this. It's part of the old world. This is the interior of it. And just look how they cover every surface. Right? Everything is covered. Look at the floor. All covered in creativity. That's ridiculous, right? And look at the size of it as well. I think these people down here. Maybe not. But that is a very large building. And here we have another shot. This one has got people in it. Massive domes everywhere. Like, again, everything, every surface covered. Creativity and, you know, I think they're basically, all this covering is telling us what these buildings are for, but we just can't read them. And then look at the size of the people. What are these people doing? That's got a tail. I don't know what that looks like. A lion. I don't know. But massively oversized buildings, right? That these people have found and inhabited. Right? Freemasonry. Here we have some more pictures of the inside. The Mosque of Van Binnen, by the looks of it. Again, massively oversized. This is in Constantinople. Every surface covered. Right? And these dudes just hanging out. There's if you want to decipher that, it does have the words here, but it's a bit of work to go through Google Translate to get all that done out. Here is Chinese. Okay, so like I said before, we're on the border of Asia. So here we've got some, like a Chinese section by the looks of it, and this looks a little bit different, right? I've got eagles, or I don't know, phoenixes looking things here. I've got an emperor. What is this? A dog with 3 boobs and a face on its stomach. What is that? Dragons, dogs. Of course, China into their dragons, but this. What's this? Many-handed God. And these people are bowing to it. And what? That's strange. Look at this. They're tied to, see that? They're tied to whatever this cloud smoke thing is. Very strange. Down here, lots and lots of people. Magnificent court of the Emperor of China. Wow, that is interesting. Not particularly Chinese looking as we know Chinese culture today, is it? Wow, like I said, I've left the link below so you can go and have a look at this book and check it out in more detail. So here we have more floor plans just to show these were built, designed out fully, the whole grounds, whole cities, designed as one and then built. And of course, this is just a floor plan that's been drawn afterwards. It's not an architectural plan. Here's the building again, domes, or this is Soleimani Bastille, or Basilica maybe, the Sultan of Solomon. Interesting. Look at the amount of domes here. Just a big dome building, domes everywhere. And some more shots as well. So this one just showing us, look at how many towers. This has got 6 of these towers pumping off it. Like tens of domes. These domes are everywhere. What are the domes for? Under the dome. Then here we have another shot of the outer walls of it. So look at the amount of materials and construction that went into this. And we have these people just walking around on dirt roads. And of course, look at the size. Add to this wall, just ridiculous. And here you go, they've built their little wooden dock, right? And history wants us to believe that the same people who built this little wooden dock. What do you think? And wow, this is an interesting shot. Circle of the Hippodrome of Constantinople. Okay, so surrounded by walls, but look at all this dirt build-up around the outside. All right, looks like something's happened here. You can even see the flow on the inside. You can see here it's up against the walls and lower here. So there's been an inundation of some kind here. But look at the build-out. Look at this. I mean, this bit here is buried. Wall. You can see that big landslide. Completely an old world city that was fully built out. You can see it's old. Destruction here, over here. And then look at this. We've got pillars and we've got this very tall pyramid looking thing. All right, like the top of an obelisk maybe. I mean, maybe they're all buried. Maybe it is just the top. Here's another really tall one. Damage on it. And then some shorter, 3 shorter pyramids with their caps missing. Very interesting. And then look at these. These are just completely buried under a hill. So there you go, an old world, this part of Constantinople, where you can definitely see it's old and it's post reset. Right? You can just see the dirt everywhere against these walls where it's been built up and come in from somewhere else. That looks like a lighthouse almost, doesn't it? Building on top of a massive pillar. And here it looks like we just have some drawings of the people. The cavalcade of the Grand Turks, right, with their hats and feathers. Down here, artillery of the Spanish, or Spacus. Is it Spanish? I don't know, Masons, with their interesting funny hats. Down here, Captain Galleries, Principals, Officers of Justice, descendants of Muhammad. So I guess Islamic people. Shows everyone here. Terechi, Grand Turk engineers. So this is another thing, like part of the army, the Turkish army, a different rank with their long Phrygian hats on, Phrygians. And then some more people down the bottom here. Grand Turks, I think that's, yeah, Turkish army, but there you go. There's some of the people that were around at this time, and none of them looking capable or having the tech to build the cities that we've just seen. And here we have a few more of the people. This guy's saying boo. This guy's needs to go to the toilet or something. A few more people praying. They're very, you know, sort of Islamic, is that the word, with their turbans. And down here, Europe, the Chateau of Europe, which looks like a star, little star. Another city out in the water, Chateau of Asia. So this is clearly the line, right, the border between Asia and Europe. Over here we have another city built out into the water. So, and look, there's cities going up the side here, towers everywhere, looking half buried. But so many of these are built in the water. How did they do that? And why did they do it? They could have built it on this land. I would say it's because water levels have changed. The land's changed since these were built. And there's Constantinople. Okay, just a few more pictures. So this is Dardanella, Abydos, Egypt obviously, but here we go, another little walled castle looking thing. And another, you know, that's a star fort, right? The star, built in, old world, right into the water. Here we have other people. Geez, is that guy holding someone's head? Not nice, all this weird stuff going on, a bit of massage. Or are they dead? I don't even know. Veins of the Turks. But basically, I mean, look, you know, these people don't look like they have the level of tech to build what they're living in at all. I don't know what, they don't look like they know what's going on. You know, they definitely don't look like they built this, right? I mean, because these are huge feats of engineering, all these buildings, all these cities, all the stars. And then these people come in and they take over, right? And they chain up the natives, the locals, and put them to work in their slave system. And this is how most of the natives end up, right? In jail, chained up. This dude's here cutting off all their hair by the looks of it. And this is what happened. An old world that was amazing, that was built for us, you know, with amazing techniques, amazing architecture, full of creativity and imagination. And then a reset happened and the nefarious parasites come in, put us in chains, put the locals that they find they're in chains and just take over and impose all their laws and other crap. So there you go, guys. Like I said, I'll leave the link below so you can go and check out this book for yourself. They're really cool, good pictures, very detailed, and it definitely tells a story. There's lots of these books from all over the realm showing basically the parasites coming in and taking over the world and all of the buildings from the previous civilization, right? The recent advanced civilization that many people are calling Tartaria. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Have an amazing day. Link for this book below. Check out all my other links as well in the description. And make sure that you are subscribed if you're not already. Share this video around. And I will talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.